How's it going, everybody? I couldn't be more excited to be a Cardinal for a couple more years. You know, Jupiter's my home, and spring training here is great. But you know, St. Louis has also become a home away from home for myself and my family. All the great fans in St. Louis make it so warm and welcoming, and I couldn't imagine trying to win a World Series anywhere else. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to win. The Cardinals always have a competitive ball club. They're always bringing in new guys. We got Contreras for another couple years. He's going to be huge, and this core group of young guys coming up. I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this team for the years to come.
We're super excited, as both of you guys have already expressed, to have Miles be a part of what we're doing here for the next several years. And over the last couple of years, he's taken on a role to come alongside of Adam and really lead our staff. And this is a guy that knows how to pitch, but also knows how to win. And with that, I felt like it was appropriate to also announce that he'll be our opening day starter this year, and we're looking forward to that as well.
A lot of announcements. Okay, now I'm going to have Mr. Bill DeWitt say a few words. Bill?
Thanks. Well, we're all very excited about the Miles extension. As you know, over the years, we've had as a high priority retaining our core players, and Miles certainly fits that bill. It's been a big part of our success in the past. Acquire players and make sure they stay with us. So it's an exciting day, and another example of our effort to maintain Cardinals at a top level and retain our core players.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, thoughts?
What's the state mean to you to be opening day starter and to know that you're going to be here for a couple more years?
It's a combination of a few dreams come true. Opening day in St. Louis is a special day. Since the first day I got to kind of experience that for myself. They put on such a great experience for the players and the fans, and to help us get off on the right foot, I think will be tremendous for me. And as far as the extension goes, this is where I've kind of always wanted to play. I grew up here, getting pulled out of school to come see the spring training games. So I've been a Cardinals fan for a long time, and coming back from Japan, this was the place I wanted to be, and this is the place I want to stay. It's an exciting thought, and it's something that I've been thinking of for quite some time, and always trying to absorb lessons from Adam and kind of watch how he goes about his business. He's not only tremendous at leading by example, but being able to take guys under his wing and pull guys aside and help them on a one-to-one kind of individual basis, and he's done that to me a lot. So I'm just happy to carry on his tradition of being able to help young guys kind of find their footing up here and be successful. He's helped countless pitchers come up here, and he's seen guys struggle, and he's helped them. And he's probably as large a part of this organization, almost like a player coach with all his experience. And it's something that I'll do my best to try to do. But those are some pretty big shoes to fill.
5 years ago, you were in Japan, probably wondering if you'd ever be back in the major leagues. What does having a team believing you like this give you another extension? Know that you're going to be here a couple more years. How significant is that?
It's a tremendous confidence booster to know that they want me around for a long time. Obviously, they like myself, see myself only getting better with age, like a fine wine or some whiskey in a barrel. So it makes me excited to be able to do that, and win a World Series is the main thing. I think when I look at teams that are trying their hardest, and darndest to win a World Series, top of my mind is the St. Louis Cardinals, and especially with all the young talent and the veteran pieces here, I think it's a perfect mix.
but you coming back from injury and from what you felt last year and what you rhythm the field.
Yeah, I think as a pitcher, I think you get older, and things get simplified in a delivery, and what I want to do to hitters and what I'm able to do with the ball, I think only increases with time. It's 10,000 repetitions till you master something, and I got to be closing in on 10,000 pitches. So I think it's just and having that experience and, learning how to read hitters' swings. And, now I get to learn from Wilson and all his experience. And, I got to learn from some guys in the WBC, and I get to learn from, our young guys coming up. I mean, sometimes I talk to young pitchers and they have, mental and physical cues that I didn't think of, and I go out there and I try it and it works and it feels good. So just, being able to absorb all that knowledge the older I get and, put that towards my craft. Even as old as I am and as old as I've seen guys get, baseball's a sport where you're always learning and I think always getting better.
How did you know how did this work as far as time goes? Talking about this, the World Baseball Classic, going on.
Yeah, so I was actually sharing with these guys before we came out. It was first broached right after we did the Wilson deal. And at the time, I just felt like we all needed sort of a deep breath. And so subsequently, we got down here to spring training. And obviously, you want to know where people's health is, where everything's going. And then right before Miles left for the WBC, I pulled him aside and said, "Hey, is this something you really want us to work on?" He said, "Yes." And so at that time, I picked up the phone, called Lou Nero, and subsequently, we were able to work things out relatively quickly. And so obviously, we had a desire to try to lock up one of our pitchers before he got to free agency, and that was important. And then to do it before the season started was also something that was important to him. So it worked.
Miles, for you, out there with you saying, "Oh, and that's background." Competing in the class,
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting thought. Anytime that those talks are going on in the background is great. But one of the things I've been able to do as an athlete for a long time is really separate everything. What's happening on the baseball field is first and foremost, and I was focused on pitching and winning games for USA and getting ready for the start of the season. And I was able to kind of leave that on the back burner. The team, Mo and my agent, were great at, kind of getting everything handled out and letting me just go do my thing. And, I think my answer when you asked me if I want an extension, it might have been absolutely yes.
Yeah, it was firm.
it was a very firm yes. So it's definitely something I wanted and couldn't be more excited.
It's really not your slide.
Yeah, I like to be coy here and there, but, when it comes to things that are really important, it is best to be direct.
So obviously you don't want to get into discussions with other players at this point. This is about Miles. Obviously we know that there are some open issues still ahead of us, but as all of you know, St. Louis Cardinals never have deadlines. We're always open for business, and we'll see where things take us. Sure. Let me take this one. Okay. So, obviously, we do pay attention to what's happening in Japan, Korea, and other Asian countries, and we were trying to get a sense of something we thought a scouting and analytical side makes sense. And there were a lot of advocates for Miles. He obviously was also a good performer, and so we thought his performance would translate into success here in the States. Now, if you guys all remember, the type of contract he signed was not what he's signing today, right? Different numbers, different expectations, role somewhat unknown. And that was the point I made earlier about him betting on himself. So he wanted to get back here, found a place that he wanted to pitch for, and then he had the success he had. And so, those are always fun guys to chase and find and sign, and then ultimately what they do with it is up to them. And, I think Miles and everybody up here would agree, he took the ball and he ran with it.
Miles, was there a moment for you that said, okay, this is as good as I thought it would be? I mean, you talked to us about getting the school about
I would probably go right back to that first opening day at Busch Stadium. That was the first time I'd ever been on an opening day roster in the MLB, and it was, everything that you could imagine. I mean, they do the cars around the track. You've got the Cardinals Hall of Fame there, and we've got the Clydesdales and the stadium's packed, and it was kind of like, this is great. This is where I want to be, and haven't really looked back since.
We documented last year how you had 8 or 10 starts against the other team's ace. You were the guy for Cardinals. And Leno said he looks at you as an ace. How much do you want to take that role as a stopper for a team and the guy who can go out and get a win when you need it?
Yeah, that's the fun part. Competing is fun, and competing against the best is fun. That's why when you match up against those other number ones, those games mean a lot. A lot of time that could be the first game of a season or the first game of a series, whether it's a playoff or just a regular season set against somebody else. Those are exciting games. The fans want to see them, and it's it's challenging sometimes. And getting to go toe to toe with other guys who are at the top of their game is exciting, and it makes those wins feel even sweeter.
Oli talked about
I've learned a lot about pitching just by watching him. We watch each other's bullpens, and obviously I get the opportunity to watch him, whether I'm doing the chart or taking it in from the dugout. Just the way he pitches, and he mixes speeds. He's a real testament to what you can do as a pitcher without incredible velocity. I mean, I've still got some good juice. I got some juice in the tank left, but to stress the importance of location and changing speeds, and helping your knowing what to do with your pitches. Adam's never going to go out there and try to pitch like Jordan Hicks. I'm not going to go out there and try to pitch like Ryan Helsley. But if I know my stuff, and my stuff is pretty similar to Adam's, fastball, little cutter, curveball, occasional changeup, and just kind of watch what he does with that is incredible. And from that leadership side, one of the things you see with him is, his ability to have patience with guys and let guys get their feet wet before he rushes in to give them advice, because I think that's really important. And his ability to just kind of control the room. I mean, he's got that great voice, the singing voice. But his ability to kind of stand up and let everyone know, hey, I've got something to say. And when he's got something to say, it's very important with all his years of experience. So and he's never overbearing in his advice and his leadership, and he's just a great guy in general. That a guy you want to hang out with. He's present with his teammates, at the team dinners and every other team function like that. And I think that's really important as well, to be visible to your teammates. And he's super accessible. He's got the, we all know where his locker is on the end, and except for start day, he's the chair next to him is always open. And I hope to be that guy, this year and beyond. Yeah, I think the more you get into it, the more you learn. And I think, the important things I've learned as a starter is your job is to, one, get outs, quickly and efficiently, and, try to get your team as deep into a game as you can. That saves the bullpen, and if you can make it till the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, with our bullpen, you're looking at lights out stuff. So, that's the big key, and, just keeping your team in the game. Sometimes you don't have your best stuff, and it's, how good are you on your worst day? And, hopefully the other guy's having a bad day. Sometimes you win games 6-8 or, 5-6. Not every game is 1-0, 2-0 in these tight ball games. So the important part is being able to read the momentum of a game, and, just do your best to, grit your teeth and keep your team in it, at all costs sometimes.
You talked about that big moment opening day. With that in mind, what's it going to be like knowing you thought about it?
Very excited. I'm not going to get to ride around the warning track in the car, but I'll be out there getting ready, taking it all in. Going to have my wife and kids. Everyone's going to come up, so they're going to be excited. I get to share that day and that experience with them, and to go down in the books is having been there on that opening day start, I think will be pretty neat. And you know, maybe it hasn't sunk in yet, but I'm just excited. You know, I'm ready to get out there. You know, if we could go there tomorrow and go, I'd be ready.
Miles likes to come to OTA after time. How do you come to see that? Why?
No, it's
Non-lighter side.
no doubt, and that's a good question. Early on, you sit there, and because of his personality, there's some goofiness to him. You start to figure, like, how is this going to fit in the clubhouse? And the reality is, everybody leads differently. There is that side of him, but there's the competitive side of him where you don't want to cross him when it's his time to go. And when you watch how different guys lead in that clubhouse, from Yachty to Albert to Waino and even Chris Carpenter, you go down that list, they all led differently. And Miles has the ability to have a conversation with someone and call them out while still joking, but you walk away from the conversation laughing but saying, I'm not going to do that again. And that's a great quality, and it fits his personality well. So as far as that goes, we're excited about his ability to lead and do what he does do.
The value of having a pitcher at the top of the rotation, 202 innings last year, 33 games, 32 starts. How much trickle down effect does that have on saving the bullpen, knowing that you're going to get a long stint out of the guy?
Yeah, it's the reason we're sitting here. Some guys eat innings, but he eats innings and he's really good at it, and that's the reason we're here today. He competes at a level, like he's super respectful when he needs to come out of a game, but there's never a game where he wants out, and he'll take you deep into every outing, which is a key to us being here today. He's going to eat innings and he's going to do it at a really high level.